In September 2025, Columbus police were dispatched to the home of Michaela Medek. She was severely injured and transported to the hospital, where she died 4 days later because of her injuries. The website, the Facebook page, and the Instagram page of Ohio Police detail that the autopsy report reveals that the cause of death was blunt force trauma. In a hearing, prosecutors detailed that there was a hammer at the crime scene that was the probable weapon used in the commission of the crime. Austin Medek, the husband of Michaela Medek, had a different opinion. He had a different theory. He heard a noise when he came into the bedroom where Michaela Medek was at the time. She was already injured, and this because of an accident. And the noise he heard before this might have been the fall that he witnessed. This was his theory, but the prosecution had a different theory. This was established by the autopsy report. In December 2025, Austin Medek was indicted by a grand jury because of 3 counts: 2 counts of murder and 1 count of strangulation. Strangulation was not the cause of death. The cause of death was blunt force trauma. Murder in Ohio can be aggravated murder, but this is not the form of murder supposed here. Aggravated murder can be a capital punishment case, but this is not what is supposed here. Austin Medek is charged with murder. This is the purposely causing of the death of another person. This is 1 count, and the 2nd count details that this is not only the purposely causing of the death of another person, but also specifically by using the felony of strangulation. And the 3rd count is strangulation. Causing the death of another person is a question that is also determined by the medical examiner. So the medical examiner examines the injuries and finds whether a specific injury is caused by a specific weapon, for example, in the form of a specific use of this weapon, and whether this leads to the death of the person. But this is not a legal determination. This is a very concrete determination referring to a specific person and a specific injury caused by a specific weapon and a specific use of the weapon. So this is a very concrete determination. Different is the legal determination, because this determination finds out whether the cause determined by the medical examiner leads to the breach of the law. So the medical examiner is not allowed to draw legal conclusions, but only the court and the lawyers are allowed to do this. This is the legal inference level. If the injury and the determination of the medical examiner complies with the law, then the lawyers might find that there is reason to assume that the action is causal in a legal sense. This is the case if the cause inevitably leads to the result. So the specific injury leads to the death of the person. And as a result of this, by contradiction, other causes, for example strangulation in this case, can be ruled out. They are not the cause of death. Also important is the third level. This is the level of inferences. Inference means formal logic. The rules of logic apply. In this case, the rules of formal logic. Every rule of formal logic is applicable. If you want to know more about the assumption of innocence in dubio pro reo and causality, you might want to read or write Proof in Criminal Law, a new book that I published in December 2025. It is available on Amazon, and it is also available in the form of an ebook. And a disclaimer: the form of causality I detail in this book, and I'm a graduate of the philosophical faculty, is different from the form lawyers use in court, and you will also not learn this in law school.